Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you're all doing well. My channel has had so much activity this week because of all of you. You're so amazing to me. I'm still so humbled and grateful that you guys have been with me through this journey of trying to figure out how to even turn on my laptop when my phone didn't work to upload videos anymore. So thank you so much for your patience in this old woman trying to create some content on things that keep me up at night. And so my first channel, as you know, was me exposing this terrible woman who exploited people on the internet for money and for we'll just say pain relief. She was really focusing in on people who had SSI income and having them send her pain relief for her fibromyalgia because she just wasn't getting enough. And she was getting animals and hoarding them to enhance her grift. And so people thought, oh, she's just this nice animal loving person. Well, the animals continued to go missing in her care. And it became very obvious that because she refused to listen to how the animals should be taken care of, was causing the death of those animals. So that the animals were being, neglected, and people were giving her money and falling in for her scams, and so it was kind of, a group effort of a lot of people to start showing what she was really doing, and I got deep in and busted open a lot of her scams and got the truth rolling there. And she's no longer on the YouTube platform, so I'm no longer on that channel with the need to expose her. I still, I'm very concerned about the animals, but we've done everything we can as far as reporting to the authorities, and the authorities did not take action to remove her existing animals. With that being said, when I started over here with my content, it was mainly on the Watts case, just because I have a completely different perspective on it than others based on my upbringing, my education. I can't really explain the way that I see it so differently. And through me trying to get to the root of how the issue is so divisive, really brought me to seeing how people were exploiting the Watts case for money. Okay. So one of the main people implicated in doing that, of exploiting the Watts case for money, rejected this other person named Michelle. Okay. So you've now seen why I'm exposing Michelle. It's important right now that the facts and the truth come out about Michelle, as just recently, she got $3,000 in e-bagging, saying it was for a prescription to save her toe, and it wasn't at all. She's, actively driving drunk and high and endangering the lives of many. And it's important right now that those things are out there, so that with the upcoming court proceedings that will happen with her, the soon to be scheduled eviction, it's important that the videos are made by the other creators that have talent are out there, and then that I can, add my part, because I can talk so people can listen, but I just don't know how to make the great videos with the edits that the talented creators do. So a lot of people are like, that have known me from the Watts. They're like, well, who's this Michelle? Why would she have anything to do with it? Well, how did you get started? Well, you see my whole thing right here, and you can see it in a little short that I did, and just a little green. So who am I? Well, I'm just a person who really gets pissed off about people who abuse animals and people, especially for money, and especially when they target people who are apparently mentally compromised because they're not able to see that the money that they're giving is going to people who are using it to abuse opioids. And that's a topic that I will go off on in some other some other day about how strongly I feel about that and why. But just to show you that, well, it looks like one doesn't match the other. This is on a continuum of why I do this. I believe that the truth and the facts are important, and the truth and the facts do not sell the headlines. Salacious aspects of one perspective that can get the most money are what sells, and that is what keeps the news stations going 24/7. Sadly, people in our society have become lazy and gullible, and they see something, and so it's imprinted on their brain, and they don't like to be told that they were led astray down a path that's not truthful. And it's hard to change somebody's mind once they've seen something in black and white. And as I continue to say, it's not in the black and white. It's in the gray between the black and white. It's what the black and white create. It's the gray. And that means gray matter. And what's your brain made out of? Gray matter. So I'm getting you all to think about it and see how these things that are seemingly unconnected are very much connected. Okay? So, allegedly, Michelle lost custody of her children. She had a child pass away from SIDS, and she was not like just this wonderful, normal mom, and this happened and this created this. She had this very problematic behavior. Well, that child was alive. And so a CPS investigation ensued, allegedly, and she, she had not, her baby's passing was due to SIDS. Now, what happened with her remaining children, this is a internet rumor from people who say that they are close to her. Family friends spoke on this. I have been reluctant to say it because I cannot see it, because of course those are sealed CPS records. They are dealing with the abuse allegations of minor children. So I've been, like I say, I have not mentioned it until now. However, I think it's time to show, because apparently her punching dogs and kicking dogs isn't enough for people to understand why I think that this woman needs to be exposed, What she allegedly did was she took her two remaining children and a gallon of gasoline and a match and was threatening, and took them into a closet and shut the door and was threatening to unalive them all. And that's how she did not raise her son and daughter. And as you all know, her son sadly has her same problems, and he is in prison again. And her daughter has nothing to do with her. They have the restraining orders. Her ex-husband has done some interviews on some other channels that you may find interesting. And that's not the ETN. That's Tim, her other ex-husband. And I don't know if that's just the two ex. I don't know if she's only had two ex-husbands with the three kids. I don't know if I don't know. I'm not saying anything about that at all. So Michelle is a long-term animal abusing, child abusing dick, as Penelope Lane would say, a dick. So between her, my first expose, Lori Beth. So got Lori Beth, Michelle, and then the Watts. And the Watts is always this enigma because people were sold this story that she was the perfect mother, that everything was picture perfect, that, Chris just went out of control one day and unalived them all because he decided that he liked another woman better when he played house with her when his wife kids were gone. And nothing could be further from the truth, and I work to expose that. So I just want to give that little lead in here before I go to my next topic, because I know that those of you who have been with me since day one are kind of wondering what I'm doing now and how it relates. Well, like I say, it goes animal abusing, and I showed you what they were doing to Dieter. I don't think that it's nice that they were laughing, or she was laughing about Dieter in distress. I've done that video as well. And then some of the problematic behavior. So we go child abusing, animal abusing in my first one, Lori. Now, she also abused and falsely accused her husband of domestic abuse and SA so that she could get full custody, etc., etc. Okay, so we've got Lori Beth, we've got the Watts, and we've got Michelle. So what do they all have in common? Well, they're all animal abusing, child abusing POSs, in my opinion. And I work hard to do that. And that's not me being a hater. No, I just don't like people who abuse and take advantage of the vulnerable. The toxic behavior in the Watts home led to the unthinkable. And what those adults were doing had the ultimate effect on those children. I sent a video this week, and the person who sent it to me has a problem with the way that the pantry is laid out in this. And I'm going to show you this. So there are people who have had problems with this video that they've gotten from Shannan's Facebook, which was a post that was dated 10/11/2016, reportedly from Shannan Watts' Facebook. And so when I look at it, I see the issues that people have expounded on in this video. I see them. But I believe that they missed out on much bigger teaching opportunities. And that's where this all needs to go, is that by exposing the truth and the facts about behavior that is problematic, if we use them as teaching opportunities, then they may save children in the future from being abused, that it will help to identify others and provide assistance to those that are being domestically abused, no matter their gender or age. And I can only hope that there will be a day when animals will never be mistreated by anybody. Until then, I will work to be exposing the truth. So we're going to go into the portal now, and we're going to hop over here. And here we are. And we are talking about this video. So I'm going to cut up this video and tell you some things about this, okay? She starts in. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. And here we go. And I am doing this under the Fair Use Copyright Act of 1976. I am reanimating these videos in an effort to provide a different perspective for educational purposes. And I am doing so under the fair. I can't talk today. I've got another migraine. It's a Sunday thing, I'm telling you. Anyway, here we go. And this was in 2016. So you're gonna see the cutie pies. And okay, I don't think that they're acting wild and out of control. She is claiming that this behavior in these girls is wild and out of control, and that she needs all the prayers she can get, and that she, had to take her superwoman juice from that MLM so that she could deal with them. And I don't see any behavior that's even slightly on the scale of being wild and out of control at all. And let's remember, so in 2010-11 of 2016, that puts Bella at not quite 3 years. Her birthday was December 17th, 2013. So that was in October. So it was 2 months before Bella turned 3. And then Celeste is 15 months in this, as her birthday is July 17th, 2015. So we're talking about Bella, who's not quite 3, and a 15-month older. And I think they're being absolutely darling. They're absolutely darling, well-behaved, doing nothing wrong. But here we go, because this is an MLM commercial. Let's not forget. These are not just cute mommy videos. No, my friend. These are MLM commercials. And I really hope that what comes out of the Watts case is that children are not allowed to be featured in MLM videos unless they are identified as employees of, and they are given money and put into a college account till they're 18. They're employees too. They're unpaid promoters in this realm of these mommies that exploit their children and their husbands so that they can propagate their snake oil and make others think that they too can be good mommies if they buy this magic juice from her. Then they can be a good mommy just like her and be a Stepford wife. Let's see. Here we go. We're going to start right there because she goes right in.
I'm going to brave the zoo today by myself with my wild kiddos today. As one's in the pantry screaming. Get out of there. Come on. We gotta go to the zoo. Come on.
Okay. Did you guys hear Bella screaming? I didn't. I have watched this video so many times, as I'm sure that you all have, when Shannan's videos were still very open on Facebook and we all nabbed them. We could look back, and I'm going, I don't see Bella screaming. I don't hear Bella screaming. She's in the pantry. Now, something that is also said, that I'm going to actually be in defense here of SW, is they say that there was no food in this pantry, that this pantry was bare. No, the pantry is not bare. It is very well organized. I think that my pantry looks about that good on move-in day. Oh no, did it just happen? Did I get overtaken? No. I think it was moving day. No, just kidding. I was not overtaken. I don't know. I think it was moving. Oh, I gotta stop. I don't think that Bella being not quite 3, Cece being 15 months, my pantry was pretty full with all kinds of things that they would like, and my 3 youngest were all in speech therapy, as they had all been premature, and so we had the same foods that they would have us help them eat in physical therapy, so like the Cheetos puffs and things like that they could hold and crunch. So, I mean, you'd see Cheetos and puffs and stuff like that. I don't know. My pantry was just always full of stuff and still is. And it's just, it's not this well organized. I see food in there, but it's just not, I don't know. It just, I don't know. There's food in there. It's not bare. I mean, I see that maybe the literal word was taken out where people are going, what is that? What is in those bins? So anyway, I don't see Bella screaming or acting wild. And I think that the labels that she continued to put on them with, it's gaslighting. If you were to tell an adult that they were doing that and they weren't, that would be gaslighting. So why is she essentially gaslighting children? Because she's making a commercial trying to relate to people out there who have those feelings of being overwhelmed without their family members living with them to help. And so she's trying to appeal to them where they're going, oh, yes, my kids are out of control and I'm exhausted and whatnot. And Bella and Cece were among the best behaved children that I'd ever witnessed through all of the videos. And we can say that because she essentially was a public figure. She put herself out there. So she is, as it turns out, subjected to critique and criticism.
Come on, out. Come on, Cece, out.
Okay, I don't like, okay, I'm sorry, but I don't like it, the way that she's talking to Bella like that. Out, out, come on, out. I mean, I'd say that that's how you talk to a dog, but I don't even like when people talk to animals that way. You're trying to teach your children language. And as I'm a mom of 6, so my 3 oldest, were not preemies. My 3 youngest were preemies. So I've seen how both develop the language differently, where, my first child, had a vocabulary of over 50 words by the time he was 1. And, because your first child, you do everything with them, you read to them, you have so much time, and when they're the only one, so he talked so well, and my others did too. They were just delayed in it. They were just waiting until they decided that they wanted us to hear what they were talking about, because they had their own little language between the 3 of them. But the way that she continues to tell them what to say rather than allowing them to form the words, and she does not talk to them and listen to what they are saying and build on that. That's something I don't like.
This should be fun.
Okay, that's like a 15-year-old babysitter, and just comes back and, after scolding the child, this should be fun. And I see that in her a lot. And I've said that, she seems to be really stuck in that adolescent phase, between 13 and 15, and just has always acted like the kids are out of control, that she's doing the best she can to just hold it together. She has no idea what out of control kids are like. I'm just telling you, like, if you think that's out of control, you actually should have been in my home for one day. I was overwhelmed, and I'm the old mother in the shoe, basically. It's like they're just wild. I'm gonna go back a little bit so we can hear it straight on again.
Out. Come on, Cece, out. This should be fun. But I'm going to be taking my Pure because I don't think I can do it without it today. It's, they already tested my patients this morning, so bottoms up.
Oh, yay, the magic juice. Once again, the kids aren't, you're talking about a child who's not quite 3 and a 15-month-old. House is still pretty quiet there. And act like, oh, they've already tested my patients today. Oh, they're out of control. Bella's in this pantry screaming, and, and Cece, well, Cece's just always wild. It's just those kinds of things, it's just really when you're told that your children are basically a chalkboard or a whiteboard, and everything that you say that they are is imprinting on their brain. So where she's called them monsters and out of control and wild and all of the things that she says, and how hard they were on her. It's just sad that she couldn't just look at it from a perspective of they're fun, they're learning, they're great, they're hilarious. When you can really be a parent and start to see the world through your children's eyes, you will understand how amazing the world is through their eyes, and start to not see it as bad as it sometimes truly is.
That's going to be so much better with my cure. Because these two are wild today. Say hi. Hi. Say hi.
You just love her. She's just so cute. She's doing a little butt scooting, where she's like, yeah, not really gonna go ahead and get up on these feet and walk, and crawling. I'm not into it either. I'm gonna do a little butt scooting. I mean, and she's like, and she just looks like a love, and I just want to pick her up.
Say hi, Bella. Say, I don't know if I'm being good or not. They are being wild.
Okay, again. So she says to Bella, say, I don't know if I'm being good or not. I'm being wild. That's not wild. You don't know what, like you guys probably heard on my on my last live when I gave you some of my stories, and people were like, you're like the real living Irma Bombeck. The way that your life is, with how it's like for the kids. I mean, one day I came down, and so so the way that it was is my twins were born, and then my next oldest turned 1 2 days later. So he was basically, running the twins. That was twins were his first birthday present. They stayed in the NICU for a month, and then one came home, and then the other came home 2 days later. So he's in the back seat, and then there's a car seat next to him with the baby in it, and he's looking at us like, huh? And then 2 days later, there's another car seat, and he's looking at us like, what? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, and so he decided there was a watermelon in the pantry. So he decided, well, why doesn't he get the twins some watermelon? So he's about 3 or 4 or whatever, and he found like a butter knife that he could get into. And, he started with the butter knife, and so I come around the corner, and there's, this watermelon with all the watermelon juice all over the floor from these little slits. Put, oh, you would like some watermelon? Allow me to assist. Thanks for the big hint, I turn around for 5 seconds, it was just that. Then it was really funny because he learned to read, and before the twins, it was just 1 year ahead in school. And so, I was taking them to the doctor, they were all sick 1 year with I think it was the influenza A, and they just had a real rough time with it, going to pneumonia and whatnot. And so he started to read, and so he understood enough. He read the sign that said, baby waiting area, newborn baby waiting area. And he saw, the other moms holding babies. So he had told the twins that we were going to pick up a new baby, that we were going to the baby store, because, he saw that that's where you go and you wait. So he just figured that one of these days, we're going to pick up another baby and bring it home, because that's what he saw before, right? And I'm like, no, 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 we're not getting another baby. But why do you keep taking us to the baby shop where it says baby waiting area and you're going to get a baby? I'm like, no, 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 no. It's, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's things like that. But it goes by so fast. And these things you just have to hang on to these things, because they're fleeting, and you'll just have that, remember it. And at times you'll feel so overwhelmed, especially if you're a mom of multiples. My twins were my 5th and 6th. So I think it'd be really overwhelming to be a mom of twins first. And then, where I had, 3 babies under 1 for 2 days and 3 babies under 12 months and 3 babies under 13 months, 3 babies under 14 months, Yeah. Anyway, lots of diapers, lots of bottles. I got carpal tunnel syndrome really bad from holding bottles and changing diapers and feeding, all using the wrist in that one way. I got such severe carpal tunnel syndrome, I developed a severe tumor on my carpal tunnel ligaments, and it was non-cancerous, but it was a mess. And anyway.
Say hi. Hi. Can we keep your shoes on? Bella, you gonna say hi? Say hi, Christina. Hi. Say hi, Mandy.
So one of the things that we continue to see with Bella is her grabbing her behind. As you know from watching my channel and other channels who have went into great detail about that, it is my belief that she's doing it because Shannan had Chris take their temperatures every single night because she said she was tracking them because she said the pediatrician was suspecting familial Mediterranean fever. Now we know that she kept firing pediatricians, so what pediatrician was wanting that? And there is no pediatrician that would have asked for charting of rectal thermometers, rectal temperature monitoring every night before bed. And as Cece, got into the bathroom, and that's why the bathrooms then were locked down and the water was taken out of the toilet because there was all of the Vaseline in the lube for the thermometers that were used at night for this monitoring. So she, there's a video that's very telling where she's standing behind Chris while he is doing this ritual. And as you see Bella kind of, doing this, kind of grabbing back there a lot, I believe it's something to do with that. Maybe causing an irritation, if you will, something like that. It's a behavior that a doctor would check out because they would be like, okay, is there an irritation? Is there a diaper rash? Is there pinworms? I mean, it's problematic. You see her do it a lot.
Cece, Melanie, Cece, more please.
Hold on, we'll go here.
Say hi, Mandy. Cece, Melanie, Cece, more please. Yep, these are my kiddos. Cece, Celeste, look at mommy. Celeste, look at mommy. Hey, 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 hey. Cece, mama, go like this. Oh, Lord. Pray for me, guys. The adventure to the zoo with just these.
Okay, do you guys see the problematic behavior there? Okay, and I know that the haters and whatnot are going to say, oh, what, and you're a perfect mom, and oh, yeah, and you see this is wrong, and you're bashing a dead woman. No, not at all. It's that these videos continue to circulate on pages that have thousands and thousands of people reanimating these so that they have thousands and thousands of comments so they get more money for these videos that were put on Shannan's Facebook, okay? They have thousands of people who just watch them and they continue reporting misinformation. Okay? There's a problem with this video that I don't think anybody else has noted. And like I say, I'm going to get this and be like, oh, you're a perfect mom. No, it's just that, you know what? I did things differently because I was afraid of things happening. And what she just did here is this is a huge teaching moment. Okay? So, how old are those girls? Bella is not yet 3. Celeste is 15 months. Celeste is on the floor bouncing around. Shannan is not paying attention to what's going on. Okay? Instead, she wants her to perform like a circus animal for her MLM thing. She's not paying attention to the fact that Bella has a bag of marshmallows and she is feeding them to Cece, who's not properly seated straight up as she should be at that age for eating the number one choking hazard for children under the age of 3, which is indeed marshmallows. Okay? Now, am I nitpicking? No, especially given the history in which she had the whole. A lot of us do believe that there was some Munchausen by proxy, but it was reported that Cece had the narrowed esophagus, the stricture in her esophagus. I believe it was Cece. I could be wrong. And it might have been Bella, or it could have been both. Either way, marshmallows are not to be given by one under 3 child to another child who's 15 months, who's sitting on the floor. Bella's walking around. Cece's on the floor going back and forth. Okay. Marshmallows mix with saliva, so they multiply and make a very sticky substance. That sticky substance gets stuck in the esophagus and blocks the esophagus. Because it is a sticky texture, you cannot properly do the Heimlich maneuver or bend the baby over and give the 2 whacks on the back like you need to if the child has something there. You have a gooey, sticky substance that is blocking that child's esophagus, blocking that brain from getting oxygen, and countless children have died this way. That is why there are warnings on every bag of marshmallows. And if you look at the Tiny Hearts Association, which I will link, I will put their link in there. They do a very good visual. I'm going to try and see if I can do that. So basically, I'm going to cite a little bit more for their article, as there are so many people that say that they aspire to be just like Shannan and be like Shannan because they say that she is the best mom that they've ever seen. And I'm not saying whether she is or not. I'm saying that this is a behavior that is great for a teaching moment, and I'm going to treat it as such. She always was trying to get the kids to say something rather than listening. The other thing there is that Cece was going, mama, mama. So then Shannan's like, oh, okay, mama. Okay, mama. No, Cece is actually saying one of the first words, which, especially with food, is more, more. She's saying more, more. That's a basic, for children who go to speech therapy and whatnot, who can't quite, form the words. That's one of the first thing they're going to teach you, so that babies can even sign language, that they want more bottle, more food. By putting their closed fist together and putting it together, it's more. Cece's saying more. She wants more of those marshmallows, right? She's saying more, and Shannan's not paying any attention to it. She's like, okay, mama, okay, now say hi here, now say hi there. Not, you know what? These are a snack. We're going to sit down at the table and have these so we can sit down, and she can make sure that she's giving one at a time, especially with a child who has an esophageal stricture, who's had to have procedures to have her esophagus opened, who may or may not have had the the kind of asthma that she was saying, which has the white blood cells that get in your throat. I can't say it. It's like with the eosinophils. Sorry. I'm not pronouncing it right, but Cece was on singular. So that's because there's that type of asthma that it's the reactive airway disease. It's the throat is going to close the fastest, and can be reactive to cold air, etc., etc. Well, especially you do not want to be putting marshmallows in there. I if I were in the situation I was going to give my children marshmallows at that age, I would have them in their high chair. She has a weird contraption of a high chair. I don't know why she didn't want like a regular high chair. She has that seat that's like that always gave me just an absolute heart attack when she's in there, because if Cece leans one way or the other, the whole thing's going to go down. There's nothing to break her fall. But if I were in this, I would have had the little line. I had 3 high chairs lined up, and I'd put them in their high chairs, because then they're seated, which is the safest position for eating, especially the most dangerous food for children under 3 to eat. And so that's how I would have done it. And let me see here. If I go to the Tiny Hearts Association, as we were teaching this, we were using this as a teaching opportunity. The Tiny Hearts Association says that the babies should be seated to eat, always having one parent with them, and always being distraction free. So this is a teaching opportunity again, in creating healthy habits, distraction free eating, sitting at the table, and a parent paying attention. Neither of those 3 things is happening, which is recommended by the Tiny Hearts Association, which is in first aid and works to provide information on choking awareness and safety. So as it goes on, and I'm going to link this, it says in a complete obstruction, which is what you would have with the marshmallows. Like I said, the marshmallows mix with the saliva and they go down, and that the size of the marshmallow with the saliva is exactly the size of a child's normal airway. Now we know that at least Cece, if not Bella as well, both have smaller airways than the regular child's anatomy. So marshmallows would have needed to be even more closely supervised and not being distracted to say hi, do this, perform on camera, etc., etc. So it says in a complete obstruction, no air can get into the lungs and no air can get out. Because no air can escape, you can't cough. So you can't cough, you can't scream, you can't yell for help, you can't cry. Choking is completely silent. That's why you need to be actively supervising, watching your little ones constantly and paying attention in case they do choke, okay? That's basic safety. Now, it also says safe foods only. And it says, if you've been around for a while, then you know that there are well-known choking hazards, particularly for kids under 5. Some of the common ones are, and it lists here marshmallows as the top, and it says marshmallows. These sticky treats are a huge choking risk, which is tricky because they're often served with baby chinos. So right now, that's kind of a popular thing on TikTok, the little baby chinos. So you give them the little frappuccinos and whatnot like you have. That's problematic because then those little marshmallows can be in there and they can provide a choking hazard. So that goes in there too, just to put that in there as a FYI. So it says your average marshmallow size is very similar to that of a little one's aged 0 to 3 airway. If swallowed whole, the marshmallow could become easily lodged in the front, resulting in a complete obstruction and a choking emergency. When mixed with saliva, the marshmallow's consistency changes from soft and spongy to sticky, which can be challenging for children to swallow properly. This texture also prevents back blows from being effective if a marshmallow was to become lodged in a child's throat. So the proper way to feed marshmallows to a child is to have them seated in a high chair, free of distraction, and you are to rip them into quarters. So you break up the marshmallow into 4, and it says avoid marshmallows until they are at least 3 years old. Okay. The next biggest choking hazard, second to marshmallow, is popcorn. And it says popcorn is a big choking risk, but also poses that risk for aspiration when that's, when they go in and it gets stuck in their lungs. And you need to avoid popcorn until year 3 as well. The next largest one is Doritos and corn chips. My little one, when he was about 4, he choked on a Dorito. He was having some Doritos with some milk, and just the way that the Dorito and the milk went, it kind of lodged in, and it was really scary. I popped him over with his, grabbed him by his feet and up, and did the 2 thrusting wax to his lower back, and got it all out. And it was a day. It was really scary. The next on the list is grapes and cherry tomatoes. Grapes are the perfect size to block an airway. You need to chop your grapes and cherry tomatoes into quarters lengthwise, or half them for older kids. Of course, lengthwise. You don't half them in the middle, so then you got 2, And then we're going to go in. Okay, here we go. I'm sure you've heard too many times with this. Nuts. Here we go. And we're all just going, oh no, Nutgate all over again. She had such the thing about nuts and Nutgate and everything. Well, she didn't pay attention to the other very, very relevant hazards of eating as it pertains to children. It's not just about if they are allergic. And so then, this goes on to say that nuts. It says, did you know that little ones can choke on even a half of a nut? You should grind them down or use a thin slice of nut paste like peanut butter, and avoid whole nuts until at least 5. That's interesting to me. I can't say that, but I think my kids, I think we, had peanuts and stuff like that. Well, when they were, I can't really think, of course they ate peanut butter, but smooth. So, and that one was, something I just really had not put any thought into. And then it says unchopped sausages and hot dogs, which chopped into coin-like shapes, can easily block an airway. So again, you're just thinking about how small a child's airway is. So if you chop a hot dog into the horizontal shapes, you've got a problem. So you want to slice hot dogs lengthwise as well. And then it says chunks of meat are always, chunks of meat. So it says cook, freeze, and grate into small pieces or chop well for meat to be given to children under the age of 3. And it seems like they're saying under 5 here, in this umbrella of it as well. And then it says watermelon, as I was talking about. It says chop into long, thin slices. And then it says large blueberries, half or quarter large blueberries. Then it goes chewing gum, lollipops, and gumballs. Of course, without saying, those are choking hazards. And then the next one is raw carrot and apple. You should peel, grate, steam, blend, or chop them well when given to children. So again, I'm going to put a link to that and, really show you as a teaching opportunity that this is where I had the problem with this video. This video is the stuff of legends, as she's saying she's going to the zoo with the kids, and she didn't not use anything as a filming opportunity. There are no corresponding films or pictures with the girls and her alone at the zoo. There are no cute pictures, as you would assume, with them in these outfits, looking at animals and whatnot. So it's widely assumed that there was no zoo going to happen that day. I think she flexed for it and she said, you're going to hear it. She said that she doesn't know why she put them in long sleeves. She's going to have to change them into short sleeves when she gets to the zoo, because it's already 70 degrees. Well, why would you just not change their clothes now before you leave the house? Why would you then do that? It shows it's not happening, and it's a cover. So then if she goes to the zoo at a later time and they're in a different outfit, then she covered herself. She's always got to flex. Now she repeats it over and over. She's her alone. She's taking the two girls to the zoo by herself. Oh no, she's acting like she's alone. But then you see her mom walk by and you can see her kind of get like, oh no, I'm not alone. Because you can see her, Mama Rue's shoes in the thing. And then she's like, oh, you want to pop in and say hi? And then Mama Rue pops in and says hi. So that's where the people get into the conspiracy theory, where they say that she was not allowed to be alone with her children, that CPS would have acted to have taken the kids, but the compromise was that the Rusiks moved in and they did live there with them for 16 months. So I mean the proof is there that could have happened. If you're going, okay, well, if this was true, this would be this way. Well, okay. I don't know that CPS is always that willing to work with people. Maybe in Colorado it's all different. We're learning so much about Colorado. It makes you wonder, which in with that, she would not have been able to have taken the kids to the zoo by herself. She very rarely ever drove with them. She drove them to pick them up, to drop them off and pick them up at their extremely overpriced daycare, which they could not afford, as you all know that. Listen to my video I did on their bankruptcy filing and subsequent budget that did not even have daycare in the picture, and it still had her working at a job. So I don't think the zoo happened. I think this was just I'm going to make my commercial for the day so that then I can go and hang out in my office and, in quotations, work, which is planning the next vacation. And either her mom was going to watch the girls or her mom was going to work at the hair salon where she worked and met Nicole, who she had watch over Shannan when she left, because Mama Rue had concerns about Shannan being able to care for the kids without a lot of support. So you don't know if Mama Rue was getting ready to go to work and Shannan was getting ready to go and drop off the girls. You don't know, but it just doesn't seem like the zoo happened. And I wish it would have for them. I wish that she would have been taking them all the places. And then they go, well, what if she really didn't have money? The park. Take them to the park. Go down the street. Oh, but she couldn't go down to the street and the park and the pool because she wasn't paying those HOA dues. So she was locked out of the pool, the community pool. But you know what? There are how many other parks, and especially in Colorado, all of the beautiful places. She could have just, packed a couple of sandwiches and been with those kids and let them enjoy the sunshine all day long. She had a beautiful play set outside for the girls. You rarely see them playing in it. They're afraid of touching the grass and the dirt because she didn't let them do it. Which is sad. It's so sad. These girls are just absolutely precious.
Hey, Will. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Christina. Please pray for me. I'm going to need all the strength today with these little ones. These little ones. Say hi, Bella. Say hi, everyone. Hi. Say hi, Cece. Wave. Will you wave? Wave. Wave. Come on. Stop taking your shoes off and wave. By the time we get to the zoo, we're going to have to change into short sleeve shirts. It's already getting close to 70 degrees. I don't know why I put them in long sleeves. Bella, Cece wants more, please. Your shoes, stay on. We gotta go to the zoo. See? Come help me, Christina. It's not funny, Will. Cece, no, stop. Stay on. Stop, stay on. Yeah. Cece, eat the marshmallow. Cece, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh. All right, Nana, we're live on Facebook. You want to say hi? All right, girls. So, headed to the zoo, got my pure, Nana. Cece would like more Bella. All right, guys. So, I'm going to come back to you guys. Today's the last day of my new promoter promotion.
And of course, and it goes into, let me look into the screen and tell you about my MLM so that I can hypnotize you into thinking that you need to buy this from me. Meanwhile, as you saw, Bella was leaning backwards, going back and forth. She's on the floor. She's moving all around with those marshmallows. I would like to hope that those are mini marshmallows. I would really like to hope that they are. And those are the kind that they are actually talking about, which are the size of a child's airway that is under the age of 0 to 3. But it's a bag of regular marshmallows. So I don't know. I am hoping that they're not. Again, not on the floor, moving around, walking around with marshmallows. And like I say, it's not recommended. I will link it. Go back just a second to show that.
The zoo, got my pure, Nana.
Okay.
Cece would like.
So did you see that? See how Bella is?
You want to say hi? All right, girls. So, headed to the zoo, got my pure, Nana. Cece would like more Bella. All right, guys. So, I'm going to come back to you guys. Today's the last day of my new promoter promotion. Get 3 months of Thrive for the price of 1. So, shoot me a message. Hey, Steven. Oh, Christina, it would be great. Message me, guys, if you're interested. Today's the last day for that promo for new promoters. 3 months of Thrive for the price of 1. So shoot me a message, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to go play Mommy at the Zoo today.
Did you see how weird she changed after her mom came in the room? And she made it clear for her mom not to say anything that she wasn't supposed to say. When she's like, we're on Facebook Live now. And she just like, her eyes are like darting around and stuff. It's really weird. She changed once her mom came in.
And network and meet some new people and have fun with my friends. See you guys later. Have a wonderful day and smile. I am going to brave the zoo today by myself with my wild kiddos today. As one's in the pantry screaming. Get out of there. Come on. We gotta go to the zoo. Come on. Come on. Come on. Out. Come on, Cece. Out. This should be fun. But I'm going to be taking my pure because I don't think I can do it without it today. It's, they're already testing my patients this morning, so bottoms up.
I just let that run over that part again because it's bottoms up. Oh, you've already tested my patience today. Like I say, it's just like, I think the girls are so good. I just, like I've talked about in the videos where, the Queen of the Dirty South and the real bored housewife of Saratoga, Lane Trail, whatever it is. She just didn't like the basic activities of being a stay-at-home mom. It's not for those that like being able to do things like bathe and put on your makeup and all that good stuff. It's like you got to save that energy so that you can create the meals and clean the house and properly care for the kids and make sure that they're doing the activities that are creating stimulation for their brain so that then they're not acting wild. I really don't ever see her, being like, okay, let's sit down and paint. Let's sit down and color. Let's do finger paints. I did finger paints in the bathtub. Crayola came out with some that were those little like I can't remember what they were called, but that's how you do finger paints. You put the kids all in a bubble bath and you give them finger paints and they can, finger paint all around. Or what I always did too is I always saved like old sheets and stuff, instead of, when you get new ones, just save old sheets and then you just have a pile. And then when the kids want to do Play-Doh or paint, finger paints, anything like that, you just lay out the old sheets and high chairs too for that too. Let them, paint, Play-Doh, whatever, have a old sheet under them. And then, you know what? So what? You just pick up the sheet and the floor's fine. Or if you want to put them, over the tile, so it's easier to clean up. There are so many ways you just, I saw a really interesting thing where people are bringing their old fitted sheets to the beach. So then you use the fitted sheet. So then the part that's up, you put like your diaper bag in the corner or whatever, and something else, what, just so you have the corners there, with that elastic side up, so you're using that, so you're creating this space with it. You're not making a bed in the sand and pushing down the corners into the sand. You're creating this space inside, so then you kind of got this little edge there for you to have the baby. And you're the others, your other little ones, might be playing with the sand around, and you've got a baby, and then you have the baby on the sheet there, so they're, they don't have to get so much sand and whatnot. And then you have a umbrella, and then the end of the day, you just pick up that sheet, shake it off. It's great. I mean, always save old blankets and sheets. They just come in so handy. Shower curtains. Go to the Dollar Tree and get the basic shower curtain, the most basic shower curtain liner, and use that. Put that under the high chair, put it under the chair when you're doing art. And then you've got that. If they don't have any, then just get whatever holiday tablecloth they have, or go to the, for the party tablecloths, just get one. Now Dollar Trees are $1.25, but for $1.25, you get this, big liner, and then you just put it underneath the chairs or high chairs, and let the kids just play with finger paints, Play-Doh, you name it, paint. Just put down the liner, put them in the bath when they're done, and then when they're in bed, you just wipe down the high chair, take it over to the sink or whatever, rinse it off. But then you just take that liner and throw away that. Save your tablecloths after, if you do them for the holidays or birthday parties or whatever, don't throw them away, save them. For instances like this, you can also do finger paints, painting, Play-Doh and stuff outside. You can have them sit down and same thing, sit on the liner or the old sheet and do that, or have the little picnic tables or little tables and chairs for them. Do those things and just put those liners down. Don't have the kids crawl around on the liners and stuff, because then they can eat the plastic and everything. But you know what I mean, just to save your carpet from all of that. There are ways to still keep your house clean and let kids do what they're supposed to do, because they learn the most under the age of 5, more than any other time in their life combined. So it's so important to really be, interacting with them, not locking them up behind closed doors for 10 hours out of 24 hours, which these poor girls were. From their 12 hours, no question asked, locked doors for the bedtime. And then when it was like, somebody goes, well, I don't think they were sleeping in there, so I don't think it's that bad. Oh, okay, well, either way, they're locked behind closed doors without bathroom privileges or interaction with another human. Not together, separate. And the bathroom between was locked and the water was taken out. So they were not allowed to go into the toilet. They were not allowed to have food, anything like that, for 12 hours at a time. If that isn't bad enough, you put on the 12 to 3 nap as well. And she made sure that was consistent. Even at the daycare, she had them send film that they were doing that, so that then when she had them, the 15 hours of them being behind closed doors was always enforced, so that no matter what, she only had to be with them for less than 8 hours. And most of the time she had Christopher Watts, her husband, with her during those 8 hours, and he did all of the hands-on primary care. I'm just going to run this through a little bit more.
Oh, that's gonna be so much better with my pure, because these two are wild today. Say hi. Hi.
Just love her.
Say hi. Say
Just
hi,
love her.
Bella. Say, I don't know if I'm being good or not. They are being wild. Say hi. Hi. Can we keep your shoes on? Bella, you gonna say hi? Say hi, Christina. Hi. Say hi, Mandy. Cece, Bella, give Cece more, please. Yep, these are my kiddos. Cece, Celeste, look at mommy. Celeste, look at mommy. Hey. Cece, mama, go kiss. Oh, Lord. Pray for me, guys. We venture to the zoo with just these two. Hey, Will. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Christina. Please pray for me because I'm going to need all the strength today with these little ones. These little ones. Say hi, Bella. Say hi, everyone. Hi. Say hi, Cece. Wave. Will you wave? Wave. Wave. Come on. Stop taking your shoes off and wave. By the time we get to the zoo, we're going to have to change into short sleeve shirts. It's already getting close to 70 degrees. I don't know why I put on long sleeves. Bella, Cece wants more, please. Your shoes, stay on. We gotta go to the zoo. See? Come help me, Christina. It's not funny, Will. Cece, no, stop, stay on. Stop, stay on. Yeah. Cece, eat the marshmallow. Cece, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh. All right, Nana, we're live on Facebook. You want to say hi? All right, girls. So headed to the zoo. Got my pure. Nana. Cece would like more, Bella. All right, guys. So I'm gonna come back to you guys. Today's the last day of
Yeah. So just, just showing in there, it's not, she's not focused on them chewing the food. It's, she got the marshmallow. She's like, okay, say this. So it's like, then, Cece's not concentrating on, what it takes to chew that marshmallow, swallow. And it's just, it's just tough. I see those girls as so well behaved. I don't see them as wild. I don't see them as challenging. I don't see that it's appropriate to ask for prayer for her to have to deal with them. I don't see them as burdensome, wild, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe other people see that behavior in them as problematic, wild, worthy of needing prayer and MLM substance to deal with, but I don't. I just see them as absolutely precious. So, with that, again, we always do this in honor of those two girls that had nothing to do with the abhorrent behavior of the adults in their life. And on that note, of course, we don't forget little Nico, who was trying his best to hang in there and grow too. So, on that, we'll keep them always in our prayers, and that's why we try to create teaching opportunities about them. So, all right, thank you for taking this tour of Watts Island with me today. We will deplane, and let me see if I can pull up this really quick. I'm not very good at doing things, you know that. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this link in here, and it just shows that where it's showing these marshmallows and there, and it's over here, and it says why you should never give your kids marshmallows, and the mom shares why. So there's an article in the Daily Mail, and I wanted to see if I can show you the visual. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh no, they're doing something else. See. Wonder if this brings it back up. Okay. And maybe it goes here. Yeah, so it's just, it says what, why you should never give kids marshmallows. Mom shares why children should avoid the popular treat and the one way to eat them safely. Um, and it's showing how they're by the Tiny Hearts education and just these headlines, because I know that the haters think that I would be making this up and nitpicking and bashing a dead woman and blah 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 blah. Um, but definitely it's I'm not making it up. Um, let's see. So even here in October 17th, 2022, according to the AAP, marshmallows are the most common type of choking hazard, with hot dogs coming in second there. And then um so yeah, I think that this is really timely with Easter coming up, because it says in there too the mini eggs, like so the little chocolate eggs. And think about those little chocolate robin's eggs. So the ones that are wrapped in the foil, and are those little football kind of sized ones, and jelly beans. I mean, there are so many Easter candies right now that I'm thinking of that really are choking hazards. So just keep it in mind, guys. Be safe. Have a great upcoming Easter. Uh, I I miss getting my kids ready and dressing them all up to go to brunch. They go by so fast. I miss the Easter dresses and stuff of my youth too, and the feeling of going to church on Easter, and you know in that good Catholic family where you go to church on Christmas and Easter. All right. Thanks for listening. I'll link this in there, and I will wish y'all well. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.